So I get to do something really cool today that most people in this industry will never get to do, ever. And I'm gonna show you what that is right here in a second, as soon as I remove this plaque. Give me 1 second. I forgot my Phillip head bit, and I gotta do it by hand. You see this plaque here? This is the very first plaque of Kong armor that we started putting on deck systems. It's 5 years old. This Kong armor lifetime deck armor system is 5 years old. I get to put our new plaque on it today. Going into its 5th year. It gets the new updated, cooler looking plaque. It's got the gorilla. It's got everything on it. Let's get that bad boy on there and let's clean off this camera lens. Alright, let's do it. Here goes the new one. New one's going on. Maybe. There it is. Let's straighten her up a little bit. I can't do it. Alright, she's on there. Phone number, website. Deck coating system provider. Lifetime deck coating system provider. So this is the Union 100 deck, right? Almost 5 years ago. I'm saying 5 years generically. It's almost 5 years, like 4 years and a few months. Hold on. I promised this deck owner that I was going to switch them over to an industrial grade coating, and as long as they wash their deck system once per annum and spot touched up any minor little things, potted plants, edge of board clips, you know, anything spot touch up an hour or two per annum, if they washed and they did that, I told them that their coating system would last them as long as life of ownership, right? Here we are 5 years later. We're still here, and we've actually skipped a couple maintenance cycles. No big deal. We got them back on path. They're 5 years in. He's doing annual now, right? So we were here last year. We're here again this year. Look, what did he need this year? About industrial elastomer. And I keep trying to tell you guys this and nobody will listen to me. He needed a couple of these little steps touched up here, and they're almost already dry. I just touched them up. It took 15 minutes. They're pretty much dry now, right? He had 2 spindles and a step that he needed touched up. And that was it. That was it for the whole year. It's not about applying thin residential deck paint and stain and praying and hoping. You guys are going to end up in replacement scenarios years 7 through 10. We know this, or sooner. Move to the actual physical build, physical barrier protection that your deck needs, that's rated for foot traffic, right? Can actually withstand foot traffic. It's thicker than a sheet of notebook paper, right? So it can actually handle foot traffic. It can handle wind-driven rain, sleet, ice, hail, that type of stuff. It's designed for the backyards here in Cincinnati and northern Kentucky. Move to that, right? Simple. Wash your deck once a year, spot touch it up if it needs it. That's it, and you can have lifetime deck armor. It's so simple, but they look at it backwards, right? Oh, it requires care, because they don't realize that everything requires care. Everything does. There's nothing composite, none of that. I don't care what they tell you, it all requires care. Because of this dude right here, look. Will break down anything that you put in your yard over time. That's why you need a coating system provider. They have to stay with you. because you're going to have incident and consequence. No big deal. Just resolute it once annually instead of putting it off, right? Kong armor is everything that you've ever needed to protect your deck system that you've never had, and that's why you keep suffering, right? KongArmor.com. You want to do lifetime deck armor? We can do lifetime deck armor, right? I've shown you guys 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old deck systems, and still I got people in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, running around paying guys. Basically, from what I seen last week, a guy paid $5,000-$6,000 to have his deck stained, and I was like, wow, really? I would have gave him our system for that. And he's got no continual care, no resolution. Nobody's ever coming back to help him or anything. Really? A lot of you guys are getting taken to the bank, and you're foolish. You're foolish if you're hiring somebody to apply water-thin stain or paint to your deck anymore. In 2023, I know that sounds rude, but you're foolish. We have industrial grade coatings. We've had them for a long time. There's no point in it anymore. There's no point in it anymore. You guys don't have to do it. You guys have coatings now that come with support and care and warranty for life. Why would you ever apply a thin paint or stain to your deck? The Union 100 deck, it's lifetime deck armor. 5 years in, here's the proof right there. 5 years ago I put that on that deck. It's still drop dead gorgeous. I'll put some pictures of it in there. Wish I could take you guys up there right now. I can't because the steps are wet, but it's gorgeous. It doesn't need anything. It needed those steps touched up. That was it. Big whoop. See you next year.